I include here in this section little antidotes and business advice in building your business as an entrepreneur. I always say that as an artist, you actually are an entrepreneur first and an artist second. And why is that? It's unless you're building your work for a corporation or a company outside of yourself, then you have to learn everything there is about your company, and you're actually a business person first. So you actually have to learn your own branding, your own books, your own business, your own budgeting, your own people management. You have to learn your social media and your marketing. And it really encompasses everything that has to do with the road to success as the artist. So in here, I'm going to show you a little more business information on branding yourself. This is what I used for many, many years as I built my successful companies and products and learned to really brand deeply my own brand. So first off, branding yourself personally is also having to do with branding your lifestyle and branding your business. So it's all the same. It is all about you. You're the person who drives the company. You are the person that everyone will follow the lead from. So you really must know your brand deeply. The more you learn about yourself, the more success you will have within your own company. So I teach business and building through the heart. Why not do business through the heart? So as we know, love what you do and the money will follow. So in branding yourself, you'll be able to follow and dive deep into what you love, and the money will follow. And that's the whole purpose of really branding. So that being said, I want to discuss a business subject having to do with branding that will lead you closer to knowing your brand. I like to keep it simple by just reducing qualities that are not who you are and then identifying qualities that really fit you well. This is the way you get closer to knowing your brand and your 5 powerful words that we'll eventually get to really identify yourself. So I wish I had this information when I opened up my first company and took on a business partner. This would have helped me tremendously. So I want to really talk about here the difference between the big thinkers, as I call them, and the detailed thinkers. They're actually 2 different personality styles in business. And I want you to think about, as I go through these, on who you are in either one of these categories. So the big thinkers are called now the visionaries, and the detailed thinkers are called the integrators, okay? And how do they both work? You may know a little bit about them, but I really want to take some time now to, get out your journals and, to ask questions to yourself. So listen to these qualities, and then you can start identifying which one you fit into. So the visionaries are the dreamers and the big thinkers in the organization. The visionary sets out to make sure understands who everyone is in their company, where everyone is going, how the big picture of the company works, what it's going to look like 1 year out, 3 years out, 10 years out, and all the way down the road. They hold the container and the identity of who the company is and the branding. So it's so interesting. That's just a trait that comes. They know what the company is about, and they have a vision for the future. Oftentimes, the visionary in a large company can grow into the CEO, which is the Chief Executive of Operations, which really is all about the person in a company that drives the company to where it needs to go. So if you're a visionary, you're the CEO. You're going to drive your company to where you want it to go. And don't worry about if you don't have those accounting skills, And I'll talk about that down the road. We can't have everything in a business. And if you don't own these qualities, that would have to be your first hire or a good partnership for you to be involved in. The visionary is the person who will really set the roadmap on how to achieve the 10-year goals too. It's really, your drive, and knowing your brand well would really help a visionary into really putting together a good business plan and a successful business. So that one is the integrator, and you're going to know if you're really a good people person, empowers people to take action. So an integrator, on the other hand, which I call the detail thinker, is these two positions work hand in hand together so well. So the integrator are detailed thinkers and can take an idea from the visionary and dig in deep to lay down all the direction and how to get there physically, setting it all up. Like, first we have to do this, 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 and this. So, the integrator is so helpful to a visionary. They're the glue of the organization and will hold everything together on a day-to-day and organizing in tasks. So they're accountable for the P&L, they execute the business plan, they look at the finances, the budget, who's working, the hires and fires. A healthy integrator is highly skilled project manager. So you have to have all those business skills, those technical skills in the background. In the integrator, I say, can move up through the company and become the COO or the president. Which the president is all about the finances and those little pennies that we always, as visionaries, think that we forget to take a look at. The penny is important to the president. The CEO is the chief operating officer, and he takes care of the finances as well and the operations in the background. If you're an integrator and you're starting your own company, you can identify yourself as the integrator and the detail person. These are the people in the jewelry world or the artist world where you can get so deep down into your skill and really learn to perfect it. And pick your head up and you're like, okay, how do I sell it? Your product may just sell by just being amazing, So we all know these people. It's the goldsmiths. It's the people who really put together, a brand by just digging deep into the quality of what they're producing. So these integrators may look for their first hire or their partner may be really good with their social media, marketing, getting a big picture out there, really kind of taking the company and where it's going to. So if I were an integrator, my first hire would be someone in marketing with big vision. If I were a visionary, my first hire, which I am a visionary, my first hire absolutely has always been someone who can deal with the little details, the accounting, the keeping track of money, the keeping track of ordering in and shipping and all of this type of things. It actually, if we can stay in our areas and do our jobs well, you really can create a very, very successful company. So here's the whole thing is this is a dynamic duo. If you can find a partnership, or if you're not going to do a partnership, that's your first hire. But it really is a dynamic duo. And with both of these two ends covered, and by staying in your lanes, these are the key ingredients for a very, very successful entrepreneurial company. And you've got a lot of the grounds covered. So even the most inspiring visionaries can't do it all. Even the most detail-oriented detail person can't do it all. So this is a winning formula. So with this winning formula, you have the potential to create a very successful, balanced business. And it's one of the most important things, though, with this combination is that you have really good communication skills. That's one of the biggest problems that happens in companies with these two different personalities. My example is I grew up with my father who really managed and did the finances for multiple small businesses. And it was really interesting to see it. And one of the things that he told me was, people always think that they're doing all the work. A partner will always think that they are doing all of the work, unless there's a good communication, unless you can really let each other know what type of work. It was really for me, it's like I told you earlier that I did have a business partner and she was the integrator and I was the visionary. And, we didn't have good communication skills, and it really stepped us up and tripped us up, and we didn't really know that much about these two different areas of personalities, and we wove in and out of each other's business. And, it really didn't come to a good end in that way. We end up splitting our companies. But I think with this information, like I said earlier, that this might have really saved our company, saved us, or just really got me onto a good start. I hope this gets you onto a good start in identifying yourself on who you are, what you're about, and where you fit into your business category, and gives you insight on where you're going in your company. So for one, think of this as branding. If you can put yourself into one of the categories, you're finding out more information about yourself on who you can be in your company, and what your strengths are. So decide what category that you fit into, and at this point, you'll have more insight into who you are in your own brand. And I wanted to let you know that in this month unfolding, I will have more details and a questionnaire in the creative page to help you even get closer to identify your brand and who you are in one of these categories. So I hope you guys enjoy this little antidote of business. I'll be giving more, so enjoy.